All right, let's talk more about the hack attack on Iran, the threats from Hezbollah, and the internal strife among terror groups with our panel. Still with me is Middle East analyst and political commentator Naseer Alomani, and joining the conversation is counterterrorism expert Gadi Adelman. Welcome and glad to have you both here. Gadi, it's terror group versus terror group in Gaza, Islamic Jihad versus Hamas, and it seems to be a race to the bottom with no winners and a long list of casualties.
No, you're absolutely right. And what concerns me, and I'm sure is very much at the heart of the discussion in Israel right now, is if Islamic Jihad wants to attack Hamas, the easiest way for them to do it is to go after Israel with their own rockets. And once again, you will have retaliation by Israel against Hamas. So Israel finds itself in a very interesting position right now where it has to play the game of who's really doing what and how do we retaliate against who.
And Naseer, Hamas has made a number of arrests in Gaza that are members of Islamic Jihad for carrying out deadly bombings. I mean, I venture to say we shouldn't expect that one terror group would go easy on another one, right, and on their members.
Well, they will have to. But the irony is they are fighting terrorism, which is amazing to say. Listen, all of this turmoil can be attributed right back to Iran. They want to see this situation. They support Hamas, of course, with money and finances, and they support other groups. They support anybody who's willing to keep the Palestinians away from peace. It's not in their interest to have calm, and therefore, Hamas will have to fight back because these Salafis are much more dangerous. And they can actually threaten Hamas itself. And they are affiliated with ISIS. So there you go. You have a situation now in Gaza where terrorism is fighting and vying for position with terrorism, unfortunately.
Yeah, they seem to be both jockeying to try to one-up the other. Gadi, Hezbollah and the suspected missile program that it's building in Lebanon and its threatened attacks on border communities near Israel are certainly cause for concern, especially in Israel, right?
Oh, absolutely. And we have to remember what Gaza does is they use rockets, which do not have a missile guidance system. It's pretty much you shoot it and pray it's going to hit a populated area. What Hezbollah has, which is much more of a big problem for Israel, is precision targeting. And this is what they were trying to build. And they were bringing the parts in through Syria and from Iran to build these missiles that would have guidance systems that would be able to attack pinpoint accuracy with inside Israel.
And Naseer, let's talk about the reports of these U.S. cyberattacks on Iranian tracking systems used to find and seize oil tankers in the Persian Gulf. I mean, it apparently worked, right? I mean, we've seen a lot less attacks and seizing of these oil ships recently.
Well, let's hope it worked because of this. The Iranian regime is very calculating. They're not crazies. They are not suicidal. So even when they stop, they probably stop because they think they're going to gain something politically. But make no mistake about it, the Trump administration has the right approach here. You have to maintain the pressure, and at the same time, you have to keep asking them to come to the negotiating table. And Israel also has the right mechanism to deal with Hezbollah because they use all of this. Even the shelters, the Israelis running to shelters, they actually use this to say, listen, we are scaring them. So that too is a recruiting mechanism for this terror group. So maintaining the pressure, whatever it takes, and simultaneously, inviting the Iranians to be more rational and to come to the negotiating table, that will probably buy the region some peace. And I'm not sure it will resolve issues, but it might buy people some relief from all this violence.
And Gadi, you get the last word on this. I mean, the cyber attacks on these Iranian targets to kind of stop these oil tankers from getting seized, you think it's a good move?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because what the Iranians were doing, according to the report, was manipulating the GPS so that these tankers would stray without knowing into Iranian territory and then get captured. So by doing this, it's allowing them to use the GPS properly, keeping them out of harm's way. Without a doubt, great move.
All right. Gadi Adelman, thanks for joining me here.